Hi everyone and welcome to the secondary transfer information video. This is an information video to try and help you complete your secondary transfer, your secondary school applications. So I'm going to get right into it. You apply online at eadmissions.org.uk. So you must apply online at eadmissions.org.uk. It doesn't take too long and can be done any time up to the 31st of October. I would recommend doing it before half term, before the 22nd, just in case you have any issues. You can then hop into the school. If you do it later than that, then we may not be around. We may not be able to help you. They don't accept paper applications, but if you do need any help with your application, anything like that, please call the school office and you can come and see me. Mr. Howson's around to help you as well, or Miss Callon. We will help you out with that where we can. So it's www.eadmissions.org.uk. So all the secondary schools are planning to have open evenings or open mornings. I suggest you go and have a look if you can, if time allows. And if you can, it's always good to have a look during the day if they're running daytime sessions. It's always nice to see the kids at the school. And if you can see the children actually in the school, the year 7s, the year 8s, then it gives you a really good idea of what's going on in the school. The evenings are great. The open evenings are brilliant and they'll let you look around the school, but you don't always see the kids there. You don't get the same sort of feel for the school. But if you are going to go, please just let the school office know. We are happy to give you an authorised absence for that. So if you are going, let the school office know and we will authorise your child's absence if you want them to go and have a look around as well. So the visits run until October. Then the closing date for applications is the 31st of October, as I've said, but please do it before half term if you can. That would be brilliant. And then if you have any issues, any problems, you can come and ask the school. We will not be in over the half term. And then the results for applications will be Tuesday, the 1st of March. You will get an email, but you probably won't get it until after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So don't feel like you need to keep checking and checking. It's usually after 5 o'clock. And then accepting offers, you've got a couple of weeks to accept the offer from the school. So you won't find out until March, so it is quite a long wait, but then you've only got 2 weeks to accept that offer. You'll need to register on the e-admissions website. It's relatively easy to do. If you use the e-admissions for getting a primary school place for your child, then you'll need to see if you can figure out your email address and your registered password. So you can do that by going on there. They can resend you the password or get you to reset the password. But please register long before the deadline, because if there are any issues again, it's going to be harder to do. I'll send you an email with your username and instructions, and if you just follow the instructions, it is a really simple thing to do. And then make sure you keep them safe so that you can go on and make any changes that you need to make as well. But if you've already done that with your child's application to primary school, then make sure that you go on, look at your email address, and you can use the same username and password, and they will let you reset the password if you need to do so. Some schools will ask you for additional forms, and if you don't fill those in, then the application will not go through. So these are the schools that we know of: Bonus Pastor, Haberdashers, Prendergast, St Matthew's and Trinity. But please call the school, please check if you are not sure. So if you're not sure, please call the school and say, are there any supplementary forms? Are there any additional forms that I need to fill out, as well as the e-admissions? Now, you need to fill out both. You must make sure that you go on the e-admissions, and then you must make sure, if it's one of these schools on the screen, that you get their supplementary form as well, their additional form. You can't just fill out the additional form. It's an additional or supplementary form. You need to fill out the e-admissions form as well. And that will be returned directly to the school. They may let you scan it in. They may ask you to bring it in. So again, if you're not sure, please ask the school. Please ask Bonus or Haberdashers or Prendergast, whichever school it is, give them a call. We do not know in the school office, so we are not going to be able to tell you exactly what you need, but they will be able to tell you. So when you fill out the form, it will look something like this. It is a very simple form. Enter your child's details, first name, middle name, date of birth, and so on. But you will need to have some proof of ID. Your council tax account would be needed as well. You can put the details of that in too. If you don't have that, I suggest you get online and you can actually look at that online as well. If you go into the Lewisham portal, you can register yourself there, and they will give you your details. But you should have had a council tax bill through, so you can use those details in there as well. Now, for each child and for each school you select, you will need to put in there the school name, and then you'll need to add in the following information: whether they have a sibling, a brother or a sister, any exceptional medical reasons, and any exceptional social reasons. The school then use that information. They'll check all of the information, and I'll go into the medical reasons and the social reasons in just a moment. So they'll check all of the details that you submit. Then you need to read and tick the box to accept the declaration, and you must submit it. You can save it, but you need to go to the confirmation page. The only way you know that it is confirmed is because you'll be given an application reference number. So you will receive an email confirmation as well, so keep the email safe, whether that's putting it in a certain folder or printing it off. But the way you will know is that you'll be given an application reference number. That way you know that your application has been completed. So the reasons, the way that the school gives priority is children in public care. So children who looks after children. Children with a statement of special needs or an EHCP. You will know if your child has a statement or an EHCP. Children who have exceptional circumstances, so either severe medical or social need, but you will need to provide evidence for that. Then the next thing down on our list would be siblings. So if they have an older brother or sister within that school, that's then taken into account. And then how close they are to the school, and it is measured in a straight line from your home to the school. Now, some schools, as I've said, have additional criteria. So I know that if it's a faith school, they'll be looking at whether your child has been christened, baptised, and whether they have gone through their confirmation, if it's a Catholic school. So please check with the school, have a look on the school's website. They will give you a full list of the criteria, a full list of their admissions criteria to help you understand that better. So if you go on the website, it will be there. It will be quite front and centre at the moment, because it's very important for them to give you that information at this time of year. So I would suggest, and I would strongly suggest, that if this is the school you say, oh, this is the school I want my child to go to, that you fill in at least 4, if not all 6 of the places. Because what you don't want is your school to say, no, I'm sorry, your application hasn't been accepted. And then what happens then is Lewisham can send them to any school. So you need to make sure that you put them in order of preference. So each of your 6 schools receives your application, but they do not know your ranking. They will not know which school you have put first or second or third. They will just literally look at the application and say, yes, we can offer them a place, or no, we can't. So each of the school applies their admission criteria. Each school does or does not make an offer, depending. And then each school sends their decision to the local authority. So they'll send it to Lewisham. If more than one school has made an offer, they will look at your preference list. So the higher up you have, the higher ranked you have. So your first place, if they offer you a place, that's the place you get. If your first place do not offer you a place, but the second place does, they don't know that they're second choice. They have no idea that they are second choice, but then they will offer you a place. And then the local authority offers you the school, which is the highest ranking of your preferences. And then, as I say, you've got those 14 days to accept that place. So the order matters, because if you meet the criteria for more than one school, you'll be offered the top one on your list, but the schools do not know which order you are doing it in. They have no idea the order. If you live in a borough other than Lewisham, then you can apply to Lewisham schools, and if you live in Lewisham, you can include some schools in other boroughs. But again, check their admissions criteria. So it might be that you are looking at a grammar school, or it might be that you're looking at a specialist school outside of the borough, but please check their admissions criteria. So some of you do not get a place, offered a place at your preferred school, and in that case, you'll be offered a place at a school with a vacancy. Please make sure, again, that you are putting in as many schools as you can, even if they're not your first choice. What you would rather have a school that's closer, that is, further down your list, than a school that is the other side of Lewisham, that is not on your list at all because you only filled out 1 or 2. Please fill out as many schools as you can. And what can't happen is you can't sway things to get what you want. So the system is for everyone. So it is a Lewisham system. The admissions policy and the criteria have to be upheld. They are rigidly upheld. So if your child doesn't get a place at the preferred school, you can't then keep calling and calling and calling. It is up to the school with their admissions criteria, but they are overseen by Lewisham, so they can't have favours, they can't change the system around. So please make sure you put in a good few schools there as well, just to make sure that if you don't get your first choice or your second, you're at least happy with the third choice. You can then go on the waiting list for your first choice or your second choice, and that may take a couple of months. It may take, to year 8 or 9. It might not happen at all, but please make sure your child has a place in a school that you would want them to have, or somewhere that is close by. So read up on all the schools. Please make sure you've got their prospectus or their website, look at their data, but don't just look at their data and say, well, these have got the best results. What value does it add for your child? Is your child musical? Have they got a good music program? Is your child artistic? Are they very good at maths? So what are those departments like? And you will only know that by going round, having a look and asking questions. Take a list with you of questions that you want to ask. Make sure you look at the school website. You can do virtual tours of the schools, but there's nothing like actually going to the school itself. And think how far you might be asking your child to travel. It might be on a dark morning or a cold morning. So if you think about, is your child travelling a long distance in the summer, that's fine. But if we're in the middle of December or January, are they getting up? Is it dark outside? So have a think about those choices when you're looking at the distance. And go around and have a look at the school. Is it right for your child? Do you think that your child would fit in there? Are there friends of your child going there? Is it the right school for them? They are going to be the ones having to attend the school. They are going to be the ones that are going to be there. So really, really think about what it's like, what the school is like, and whether it suits the needs of your child. What I will say again, just to go over, please make sure you get the forms in early, the admissions in early. So if you can get it in before the 22nd, that means if there are any issues, you can come in. I'm quite happy to sit with you in the classroom and go over any of the bits and pieces you want, or even help you fill out the form. That's not a problem at all. Please make sure that you've got a lot of choices on there, local schools as well, because what you don't want is to put 2 down. Your child doesn't get into those 2 schools, and then Lewisham is placing them anywhere in Lewisham. They can literally place them at a school anywhere in Lewisham. But yeah, if you do have any questions, please call the office or please see me. I'm at the gate in the afternoons after school most days. And if I'm not around, please go to the office and say, can I book an appointment, or phone up the office, can I book an appointment to see Mr. Chow? And if I'm not around, then Miss Callum may be able to answer questions as well. And Mr. Howson's always out there as well. We can't really give you advice on which school to choose. That has got to be your decision, your and your child's decision. So we can't really say, well, I think this is the best school for your child. That's something you've got to decide for yourself. But if there's anything you need in terms of the admissions process, please give us a shout. Okay, thanks. Bye.